Yes, sir. Come on in the building. Come on in the building. Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Booger, please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, so I am your homie HerbMan. I'm your neighborhood holistic practitioner coming live from South Africa, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Please go somewhere, be situated so that you can learn what we have to teach you today. Okay, so again, what we do here is teach people how to heal themselves. You cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So here on the HerbMan Show, we teach you about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. Okay, so this is a free information station. You guys don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. How we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I promise you, I'll work for my money. You work for yourself as well, and share the video and share it within your community, because we're teaching you guys the simplest ways in order to be able to heal yourself. And what you got to know is you cannot do this unless you know thyself well enough. Okay, you got to know that. Let me get this right. Okay, you guys got to know that. Okay, and once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. Look, you guys, it's going to be a very innovative, very creative day today. I want you guys to be with me, so please go tag somebody, go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. But we're gonna get into rhythm today. It's time to get into rhythm today now. So I know today Thursday, and I know y'all just now waking up. I'm already 4:23 p.m. into your Thursday. Okay, you just woke up. I've been here. Okay, I've been here. So it's time for you to go ahead and get started with your day while we're starting to wind down what I was over here in the Southern Hemisphere. But what we need to do is understand the rhythms, okay? Rhythms. Today will be a great day. Today will be a great day. Not just only weather-wise, not just only weather-wise as far as how you see it externally, but today will be a good day because you're going to, at the first time in your life, you're going to learn how to balance that external good day with an internal good day. Yes, sir. You're going to learn how to balance that external good day, that external sunlight, that external fun, that external exuberation, that external gladness that you woke up today has to be reverberated internally. So we got to make sure that your sales has just a good day as you are having this morning. And we're going to teach you guys how to do this and how to be able to incorporate these rhythmic flows within your day. Okay, so once we get there, we'll start. All right, you guys. While y'all do that, let me go and get me a little drink of water because I'm already starting to get the little you also need some tissue. So in understanding these things, you guys, and I put some things up here so you guys can follow along with us if you're in YouTube land or if you're in TikTok land. Look, you guys, there's going to be some things that we got to be able to understand that we need to do in order to stay in rhythm, to stay in the rhythm of bliss, stay in the rhythm of peace and joy, serenity. There are going to be some things that I want to teach the young people. I want to teach the youth how to stay happy, how to stay instead of you being desensitized to the violence, we want you to be desensitized to the noise that you hear, right? The outside noise. Instead of you hearing so much noise that desensitizes you, I want you to just automatically block out the noise. Like, experience something for yourself before you label it. Experience life for itself before you label it. Don't label it anything until you had direct contact with it, and then you allow us to understand your perception based on that direct contact. It is far too much that we are going to start labeling things before we've experienced them. And when you label them before you've experienced them, then therefore you have no real direct experience with this thing that you're labeled, and therefore you're coming out of a program instead of coming out of the moment, the present moment. And so because you don't want to submerge yourself in the present moment, then you start to give me your programming. Okay? Because I sound like him don't mean I'm him. Because I look like him don't mean that I'm him. Okay? And so therefore there are things that we need to learn that can start to come into the life. So it's a rhythm. It's a rhythm. You got to understand the sun rising and understanding when the sun is in the noon, and understanding what it means when the sun is about to set, and understanding what it means when the moon rises. And understanding these different things will allow you to be able to start to incorporate a lot of these calm down immunology type of things that help out with the nervous system and the immune system and the endocrine system and the chemical system as a whole. And so therefore what I'm about to teach you today is how to start incorporating this. If you are a HR individual, let's say you work in human resources. If you work in human resources, I'm about to be your man today, because I'm pretty much is about to teach you how to start these wellness programs for your employees, okay? Because we know that everybody's into wellness, everybody's into trying to make sure that you have a balance of work life and a balance of study life. And so this is going to be one of those things. All of these things should be done outdoors, okay? And in reality, you can do everything within 10 minutes, okay? In reality, you can do everything in 10 minutes. And we're going to do that today. I'm going to show you guys in 10 minutes how to do everything that you need to do to relax you. But even though I show you that you can do it in a one scenario 10-minute situation, you need this throughout the day. Okay, so we don't want you to keep doing this throughout the day, because you ain't gonna want to do that either. So what happens is, be okay with breaking it down in the 4 parts. Okay, yes, you can do all of these in 10 minutes and be done with it, but doing it for 10 minutes in the morning don't mean that you're gonna be all right 10 minutes later. Doing it 10 minutes in the morning don't mean that you're going to be out at lunch. It doesn't mean that you're going to be out after you go to work or after you go to school. So therefore, then you're going to look at it and say, well, damn, I got to do another. I thought it supposed to. No, it's not supposed to be all day. So it's a 4-part harmony. So again, in the morning, we do one thing. In the midday, we do another thing. In the sunset, we do another thing. And then in the moonrise, we do another thing. Okay? Listening to you have changed my life. Keto, much love to you and your beautiful family. Oh, thank you, Keto. I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is my pleasure to serve you guys on your health journey, okay? It is my pleasure to serve you on your health journey. Look, you guys, life is all about service. If you never understood that, you never will understand anything. Life is about service. It's about the impact that you leave behind based on the service that you provided. If you don't see all the job markets, everything is pretty much service oriented. It's in customer service, some form of fashion, some way away. It is about the customer. It is servicing the customer, whether it's B2B, whether it's this and that. At the end of the day, it is still about servicing the customers. And so at the end of the day, serving you. Service is the number one fundamental foundation in which this ministry, which we call the HerbMan Inc., takes off and fundamentally is founded in. So I appreciate all of the love, but it's my pleasure to serve you guys. It's not nothing less than that. Hello, how are you? What's the truth for a schizophrenic? KK, you came in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, if you want to listen to me, you can listen, but don't blurt out no problems. Okay. Because I'm going to show you how to solve all of your problems, okay? But this ain't just about you, KK. This is about all of us, okay? And if we just take our moment and breathe and slow our responses and be able to do this, I'm going to show you guys how to take care of some of y'all stuff now. But here's the thing. There are going to be caveats in this. It's the bottom line, okay? There are going to be caveats in this because I don't know you. I know the collective, and this is going to be generic. But I don't know you. So therefore, the owner's manual is going to be very significant as to know which one of these you need to do. But I'm finna show y'all I'm finna show everybody what to do. But it don't mean that everything is for you. Okay? So don't underestimate the information. I'm gonna show everybody today how to do all these things. but it doesn't mean that everybody needs all of these things, okay? Everybody understand that, okay? So now, once we get to 100K, you guys, we're going to do a 10-minute synopsis, and we're going to sing together. We're going to dance together. We're going to now here's the thing, now with the touching and the hugging, okay? And the cuddling and the massaging and the crying, okay? I'm going to show you guys how to be able to get into that particular mode, but I would rather you get around the people you love, get around your loved ones, get around this, that, and the third. But we're going to show you everything today. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to cry. I'm going to show you how to laugh, show you how to dance, and I'm going to show you how to sing. And here's the thing. If you are 3 years old, you're going to be able to know how to do this. And if you are 103, you're going to be able to know how to do this. If you are bedridden, if you are paralyzed, if you are wheelchair bound, if you are anything to do with ADA, any type of situation going on with that, we're going to show you or your caretakers how to get you to be able to do some of these things. If you can't dance, that's okay, but we still need for you to wheel yourself outside. If you can't, what else we got on now? Everything else your ass should be able to do. Only thing that paraplegics can't do is get up and dance on them 2 feet. And that's okay, because we're going to show you how you can still be covered by the earth element. Just because your feet can't rhythmically get into the earth and stand up and beat to the drum of the earth doesn't mean that the earth still can't benefit you in grounding, because there's another element of the earth. The earth is solid, but the earth can also begin to be liquid form. And so therefore mud baths and dirt baths, or putting your hand, if your feet can't get in the dirt, then maybe your hands can get in the dirt. And then if your hands can't get in the dirt, then nurses and caretakers and CNAs, y'all better motherfucking put dirt in their tub. But dirt on the skin, dirt from Mother Earth, earthing is not about grounding. So y'all keep calling it grounding, and so you only think one thing, and you only think you should take your damn feet out there and put it in the soil. Yes, that is the best thing, but it ain't the only thing. So we don't say grounding, you should be earthing. And when you're earthing, that means that you can use various different things and elements that are going to be conducive or representative of the earth element, that is going to allow you to still be able to get that grounding without your feet being on the soil. So if I have a rock, an indigenous rock from the ground, I am still earthing. If I have mud from outside that's indigenous to the planet, I am still earthing, aka grounding. If I have bare feet on the soil, I am still earthing, grounding. If I'm hugging a tree, I am still earthing and grounding. And also, I am still now doing the touching. So all of this could be done outside, which is why, again, once we get to 100K today, we're going to do 10 minutes and show you exactly how you can do all of these. But now what I'm going to teach you today is how to incorporate them separately. If you guys are ready, keep tapping the screen. I'll keep talking, and let's get right to it. Singing and humming. This singing and humming is not trying to be Patti LaBelle, Whitney Houston, or Luther Vandross, or R. Kelly. You're not trying to be nobody. So therefore, it's not about how good you sound more than the importance of making a sound. See, in our culture, there has been a suppression of the human voice, and more importantly, the suppression of the individual, of the person, the one component that makes the collective. Okay. And we can start going down into gender and start talking about the suppression of voice through female, male, or even parents to child. But what we're really trying to get you to understand is the importance of being able to activate this chakra right here. Okay, activate this particular resonance coming from you, because your speech, your actions, what you speak out are going to formulate your future. So it is very important to understand how to control words. And so if you are a scary word person, you are scary to say your mind, scary to speak your voice, if you are timid, if you are unsure, and then therefore your future, your vision is unsure, because the word precedes you. It goes out and performs the task in which you want in your life. That's why you got to watch your words carefully. That's why I say in the tongue is the power of life and death, because it is activator of the future of this individual. Your wants, your needs, your desires are carved out in words. The word made flesh, thought made flesh, is because of language. And it could be body language, sign language, or it could be actual translation or transliteration of words coming out of your mouth. And those are going to be indications of your thoughts. It's the only way we know your thoughts is your actions. Okay. So now this singing, this humming needs to be done outdoors. It needs to be done in the morning. So now just think about the pride of waking up every morning. And, you know, it says the first thing of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Right? So you know what? We should sing that in the morning. The best part of waking up, it was waking up. The best part of waking up ain't smelling Folgers. The best part was waking up God damn, I saw a new day. And I get to smell grits and eggs and coffee. Folgers was third or fourth on the list, fifth on the list. But the first thing, the best part was waking up. And so singing, that humming, is going to add that gratification. And everything that I teach you guys today is about gratitude. So you're going to, so in the morning, you're going to, during the sunrise, when the sun is coming up, if you can get up and start your humming and start your rhythmic humming, right? Start your rhythmic breathing, start your rhythmic gratitude. Ain't nobody said you got to pray. Ain't nobody said you got to be no good prayer warrior. Nobody said you even got to talk. We just asked you to vibrate, hum, which is going to then start to what? Activate the vagal tone and start your morning. Another thing it will do is it'll start the nitric oxide, starts the blood to flow. It'll start the serotonin, the acetylcholine. All of these things are the good medicines for you. Okay? So if you had a bad day yesterday, if you wake up tomorrow and you show gratitude for your sunrise with humming, you'll see how your day gonna go. Now, when lunchtime comes, lunchtime need to be some laughter. You're around your coworkers, you're around the people that you're around all the time. So then let's start to incorporate laughter. Let's start to look at things that make us laugh. Let's start to look at the old Red Fox tapes and look at the old Eddie Murphy tapes and look at the old what the name is, Richard Pryor tapes, and you know, you start intentionally trying to create this laughing moment at lunch break. At lunch break, I want to joke and kid around and laugh with y'all. At lunch break, I want to joke and kid around and laugh with my coworkers. At lunch break, I want to joke and kid around and laugh with my husband. I'm going to call him. At lunch break, I want to laugh and kid around with my mama then when I call them. My parents. At lunch break, I want to be able to woosah a little bit because I just been working. And so laughter then is going to come in. And if you laugh outside during lunch break, right? So, you know, you want to eat outside, go outside. All of this should be done outside. But at lunch break, I want to laugh because this is going to allow me to get the painkillers of what I done been through that morning. And then it's going to allow me to get that dopamine and oxytocin. And so these things are going to be, again, the healers of that 8 to 12 or that 7 to 12 or whatever time you clocked in to lunch. The healer of that is going to be laughter. Laugh it off. Laugh it off, man. And laugh together makes it even better. So it ain't about hot wings at lunch. It's about laughter and fun in your life. And so if you're on a job where y'all ain't that cool, if you're on a job where you can't laugh, if you're on a job where you can't get this type of happiness while being clocked in, then guess what? You know you're in the wrong place and you're not at the right place of your healing. And so what I'm teaching you this is because I'm trying to show you how to incorporate this in your everyday. If you Rico on the block, you selling dope, you still woke up this morning, nigga hum. And then when lunchtime come, Rico, before you go get your lemon pepper, nigga, you already know, smoke you show me, start the lag out there, talk about something crazy and get that shit out. Everybody can do this no matter what level or what stage or what income or what language or what skin color you are. I'm trying to teach you how to get back in tune with nature. And I'm trying to teach you how to incorporate this even in your corporate life, how to incorporate these things even in your corporate structure. We're trying to get you to understand that the incorporation of nature-based interventions will cause you to be a better corporate structure. This ain't just about the individual. If you build a business around these things, you'll produce a better a quality of a worker, an employee, and you'll give them an environment to be productive. If the employer's number one objective is productivity, then it's all about how do I get the most productivity from the employee, and it's about keeping them in bliss, not in misery. If you want to keep this, if you want to change the status quo, if you're really about the longevity of businesses always went down to the mom and pop shop who took care of the employees. They knew their life, they knew what was going on, they was there at their weddings, there were at funerals, and these are the managers and bosses and stuff of these folks' families. But because they were so close knitted, even though these folks left, they had children and everything, the boss might leave you his pizza restaurant instead of his own son. So you understand what I'm trying to say? So it is in these things where we formulate family and community, and is in these types of things where we make these atrocities on life, where we make these stressors a little bit better to deal with, a little bit better on the body, a little bit better on the mind. Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you all the information that you need. All of this is in your owner's manual, okay? If you need an upgraded version, please get a membership for $3.99 monthly, and we will get you a yearly update to make sure you got all of this information in the palm of your hands, okay? If you're interested in the owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you the information that you need. Now, dancing, okay? Dancing, number 3 is dancing, okay? So now, sunrise came, you home. You got your morning up and you started your day. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like that old country shit. But it's just out of gratitude. I'm humming out of gratitude. And then I started to laugh. At lunch break, I make sure that I'm intentional about laughing. Maybe I got some comedy tapes or some comedy CDs or some comedy programs that I can watch or look at, to where I'm constantly just making sure that I get away from the job. I get away from the job and I get into laughing. I get into releasing these endorphins and these dopamines. And I start doing that at lunch break. And then if we can do this together, then that's our lunch break. We can eat together and watch a comedy episode, etc., and make sure everybody can take the load off through laughter together, especially when you're working stressful hours and stressful jobs, okay? And so then thirdly, this dancing, okay? So now this dancing still can be done outdoors as well, at the same lunch break, at the same in the morning, or whenever you're going to do everything outdoors, you can do that. But this one is going to happen at when? When do you think you need to dance? If humming is in the sunrise, if laughing is in the midday, when do you think, okay, I'm going to talk to you guys and make it interactive today. When do you think you need to dance? Anybody know? When do you think you need to dance? And see, a lot of people don't like this subject matter because people think that you need to buy something. And so that's why y'all not getting healed. You know how much shit you already done bought and you still sick. And you still searching to buy something else. That don't make no sense. I mean, that is insane. You done been buying and buying and buying. You done been to the doctor. You done been to your girlfriend down the street. Old boy around the corner. I done met people that done been to Mexico, that done been to all these folks that y'all see on here that you think are the top people. I know folks that done been to them and they still sick, y'all. They still got the same shit. Matter of fact, some of them are dead. These folks is not healing everybody that they claiming to heal. And it's people that have bought and spent they last on a lot of shit and they still sick. So what we got to do and what we got to understand, that it's not about who's selling anything. It's about what people are actually educating you on. What you should be investing in is education, not products. not products. Education should be what your main investment should be. When you're trying to come over to traditional medicine, or you're trying to come over to an alternative way of living, you're trying to come over to an alternative consciousness, you're trying to change your life, change your trajectory, then you must understand that you need to release the old and embrace the new. But at the end of the day, you got to understand, okay, that it's going to be different. It's going to be different. And so just because you think that this don't work, but I'm telling you that it's not. If you got high blood pressure and I don't teach you this, you'll just be blind. High blood pressure tea for me. You just won't buy it from the doctor. All you did was jump from Peter to Paul. You just made me your drug dealer instead of them. And that's not what I am. A herbalist sells herbs. I'm not a herbalist. I'm a holistic practitioner. Okay? All right. So now, dancing is going to be what? GABA, serotonin, all of these things you're going to be able to produce when you're doing this. But remember, you don't have to be outside if you can't dance. You can also go around trees, right? So now you can start to walk. You can dance around trees. Okay, you can, if you ain't got nobody, dance around trees. That's a earthing. Okay, I know some folks talking about the hugging of the tree, but the hugging of the tree is going to be in a different category. But dancing around the tree, nobody's ever told you about that, right? Dancing around the tree can start this earthing as well as grounding. Okay, and then also rain, dancing in the rain dance. Dancing in the rain is also a very healing earthing, okay, a very good earthing program for you to be able to do. Again, it's going to produce this GABA, this serotonin that's going to help us calm the system down. Okay, going to help us calm the system down. So if you're dealing with pain, if you're dealing with all these different things, and you know how to do this stuff, you can do it. Rain dance, dance around the tree, barefoot on the soil. Again, gardening, all that type of stuff will help you get this earthing. Also, mud baths, okay, will also help you get the earthing as well as help you get the touch. Okay, so now then the last thing is going to be what? If we do this in the sunset, the evening, then the last one is going to be what? The moonrise. Okay, so the sunset and the moonrise. So this is where we start to calm down our day. Look, when you get up in the morning, yeah, you should be outdoors and out and about. But when you get in up under the sunset, then this is when you start to. So, but all of this is done in appreciation. I'm singing out of appreciation, laughing out of appreciation for my job and being around different people that think like me and work like me in the same company. I'm dancing in gratitude as well, appreciative of being able to have this movement in my body and being able to be strong and solid like the earth and founded on the earth to be able to have this earthly experience. So I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative in the singing, appreciative in the laughing. I'm appreciative in the dancing. So now after I do all of that, now I can sit back in the touching and then be able to just go within self. So in this one, you can just be touching self. You can just go inwardly. This is a time for you to be able to kind of get down to the nitty gritty of calming and relaxing and really decompressing from the day. So this is a more inward type of situation, a more inward type of time, but this is going to be doing moonrise. What do I do? Okay, so if I go swimming, massages, cuddling, huddling, hugging, mud baths, tree hugging, all of these things are going to do what? Allow me to be able to decompress, get the negative ions out of the body, start to be able to slow down the endocrine and the hormonal system, start to be able to slow down the neural system, start to be able to reduce the default mode networking system, and then start to be able to get into, instead of default mode, my divine mode. All of these things can trigger and start to engage you to get into these things. Now, I just gave you how to do this throughout your day. So you don't have to try to do this in 1 10-minute session when you still got a day to work through. If you break it up like this, you got a remedy for some shit to pop up. If you break it up like this, you got a remedy for some stuff that'll pop up in your life. If you keep it separate, you got an antidote for some stuff that it'll surprise you. Because if you try to get me between singing and laughing, I'll laugh it away. If you try to get me between laughing and dancing, I'll dance it away. If you try to get me between dancing and crying, I'll cry it away. But I got a way to get rid of you. Demonic emotion. The 7 deadly emotions. You guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. If you guys got questions, just let me know. This next level for real. Yeah, people don't understand what they're listening to, Keto. And that's the sad thing about it, okay? But it is going to be still my privilege to come on here every day and be able to spill my guts on what nature gave me to give back to you guys, okay? It's all in servitude, right? But yeah, you know, it is the top level. It ain't just next level. It is the top, because if you can't do this, then you can't break through the veil. If we can't make an environment, when I've just been teaching you guys that environment is the direct influencer of everything going on in your life. Environment, whether it be you as a human or whether it be your cells biologically, everything is influenced and induced by the environment in which it's in. Okay. So in me teaching you that, if we can't get to this place to where we're doing this in our daily environment, if you're a school student, you need to know how to do this. If you are working, you need to know how to do this. If you're a pastor, religious institution, you need to know how to do this. If you're in prison, you need to know how to do this. If you're in politics, you need to know how to do this. If you are an entrepreneur, you need to know how to do this. It doesn't matter who you are. You need to know how to break up your day with these moments of gratitude and moments of bliss. And if you can do that, you win the war. Yep, if you can do that, you win the war. Okay? And that's just how the story goes. All right? Any questions thus far? Any questions thus far? You guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100K so that we can show you guys how to do our 10-minute rhythmic flow. Okay? And so now these are all in rhythm. Okay? Remember that this is all in rhythm, but just not in rhythm of a beat, but in rhythm of the day. Okay? So what we're trying to do is, again, get you antidotes for that day. But if we keep you in bliss, if we keep you in gratitude, then that type of attitude will ultimately going to dictate the altitude in which you go throughout that day. So gratitude will influence the attitude. The attitude influences the altitude in which, okay, the altitude is going to be what? My most high state. Well, how high can you get? If you're singing and you're laughing all the time and you're dancing, oh, how high can you get? Off your own supply, off the life, off the experience. Okay, so many of us are dealing with hurt. So many of us are dealing with chronic stress. So many of us are dealing with inflammation and pains. So many of us are dealing with so many debilitated situations that we can't get this type of stuff. This stuff that I'm talking about right here in a normal life, in a modern life, is unheard of unless you are intentional about this. So what we do is we binge every now and then. We'll go out with our friends and we'll do a whole bunch of singing in a couple of days, and then we'll go back to the lack. Okay? And so every now and then you'll find that we need these things, so we binge and we go get friends and we go get family or get around friends and family or opportunities that can give us these things because we need it at that moment. But then again, you binge. Everybody knows that binging is not the best thing. It's not the most healthiest thing to do. So you don't want to binge on this every weekend or every other weekend. I want you to make this a viable part of your day, of your life. And I want you to fight for it to be there. That means you got to find the right people to be around. You got to make the right decisions. You got to find the right community. You got to find the right tribe. You got to be around the right job and the coworkers. And you got to make sure that you understand that environment is indicative and it is very imperative to your well-being. And so every decision you make should be in formulating this environment that's going to keep you healthy, wealthy, and striving for a long time. Okay, for a long time. There is no joy in life because of hurt and pain for so many. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And it's because you don't got no remedies for this stuff. You don't got no remedies for it. Mama them, see, you got to think about what Mama them did. Mama them came in teaching you some remedies, but those remedies are very emotional, they're very depressing. So you'll find that a lot of gospel music is very depressing. With a lot of gospel music will make you cry when you ain't trying to cry. There's a lot of gospel music that'll make you down when you ain't trying to be down. So at the end of the day, my point to you is that we got to learn how to use the light and the sound vibration in which we're giving. And so this right here is not only going to resonate in the rhythms of the day, but also these are going to be able to help you decode those light and sound frequencies that are coming through the environmental stimuli. So now if I get good with this, not only does this help me stay rooted and grounded and stay in my natural my natural habitat, but then at the same time, this man just told me now that if I stay in this illuminates me more, it enlightens me more. What illuminate and enlighten means to me? Illuminate and enlightenment means to me is that you're learning how to decode the light. When you learn how to decode the light, you learn how to decode the sound. When you learn how to decode light and sound, now you'll start to understand the resonance. When you understand resonance, you know how to make better decisions, you know how to create opportunities, and you know how to capitalize on opportunities that nature will bring you. Because you know the vibration. I can feel the vibe. It's my time. I can feel this shit. It's my time. Just like I know that this is my time. Other folks can't feel that because they ain't in my skin and they ain't on my level. They're not in my vibration. But I know that this is my time. This is my time. This is the best time of my life. This is the skillful time of my life. The time of most money. The time of most this. The time of most that. Wisdom and intellect. Because all of this is when they call you. This is when they say you in your bag, right? When they say you season. Okay? So you know you're in your time. And then you start to say, okay, well, what do I need to do to be able to balance out and be able to continue to be able to elevate and decode these sounds and vibrations is to stay here. Staying here, when you stay here, can't you see how this is heavenly consciousness? Can't you see that if you sang in the morning, laugh at lunch break, dance at sunset, and then do your touching and your hugging and your cuddling during the moonrise, that you're staying in ecstasy, you're staying in bliss. And that is heaven. You guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Heaven is a consciousness. It ain't somewhere you go after you die. It's somewhere that you should go when you're living. Because heaven is a consciousness. It ain't someone that you should be aspiring to go in your future. It's somewhere that you should aspire to be in your present. Heaven is a state of consciousness. It's a present moment that you keep missing because you're trying to wait on it. You're procrastinating. You don't understand how to activate and how to enter into heaven. You can enter into heaven at any moment, and not through death, but through a consciousness, through a trance state, through a blissful and ecstatic state. God, man, do y'all understand this? But when they give you a death diagnosis, they give you a cancer diagnosis, they give you these things, it puts you in default mode. That default mode blocks you from being able to get into divine mode, because default mode is kind of like autopilot. I can't get you. You got to live in the present moment, but you so rocked and shocked and stuck and oh my God and woe is me that we can't be able to do the things for you to get you out of the bubble. That's why this is important, because I'm trying to tell you that even though they diagnose you that, even though you're poor, you're alone, even though you broke, even though you're in your situation, if you do this and give your and give your gratitude up to something far more than human species, no matter what you call it, just get in alignment with nature and watch the poverty erode away. Get in alignment with nature and watch the creative ideas starts to flow in. Get in alignment with nature and watch your rhythm. Your rhythm is you being in tune with nature. When you're in tune with nature, that's rhythm. And when you're in tune with nature, that rhythm is a melody. And that melody, when we are in tune with nature, is called a universe. And that universe is a one song. And that one song, we all got to be able to sing together in a choir standpoint. That means that we got to get on some collective about understanding how to let this little light shine. Remember, it's light and sound. Choir, universe, light and sound. So guess what? Your DNA, down in your DNA is a transmitter of emitting light. Okay, emitting light is called biophotonic communication. Okay, biophoton, not your photosynthesis, your cell's ability to emit light. So DNA in your nucleus is down there emitting that light. And then guess what's next? Your cellular resonance. Cellular resonance is talking about the sound and the vibration, but it's also talking about the emitting of light from the cellular structure. Okay, guess what's next? Guess what's next? Your neural network. Your neural network is what you be hearing people talk about with the fascia, okay, or the fascia. The fascia or the fascia, however you want to call it, that's your neural network. Well, guess what? That lights up, and that lights up according to your endocrine glands. So if you guys want to know about fascia or fascia, this is it's kind of like again, it's a neural network, and it's faster than your nerves. It sends signals faster than your nerves because it's sending at the speed of light. The speed of light. So understanding how to decode light, understanding how to get enlightened, understanding how to be in this attainment of this knowledge that you're seeking, it takes and requires a little more than what y'all are really seeing in the private sector of people's lives. Y'all are walking around people every day. You're talking to people, but you don't really know what they're going through. You don't know why folks can't sleep, but you need to know why people live. You know, when you understand why somebody live the way they live, you understand why they don't sleep the way you sleep. Put more focus, more time in. Remember that we ain't got money, but we got time. What do you do with your time recorded is going to be really indicative to how rich you are. When you broke, all you got to spend is time. What do you spend your time doing? Be a tall tale sign if you're going to be rich or not. Y'all playing with the real one. Y'all playing with the real one, okay? Playing with the real one now. Please keep tapping out, keep talking. So this touching, this hugging, this mud cuddling, all this stuff is going to produce what? Oxytocin, prolactin, serotonin, and vasopressin. Again, these are medicines, you guys. They are truly up and down medicines. And these medicines belong to what we're talking about, the neurotransmitters and your endocrine glands, okay? And ultimately, a lot of this is going to be coming from the immune system. Serotonin is produced, 90% of serotonin is produced in your gut, in your microbiome, okay? Well, 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut microbiome, okay? So just don't think that that's no coincidence. All right, that's your serotonin. Oxytocin, dopamine, and a lot of those things are produced in the brain, the neurotransmitters, okay? And then you got all the other stuff that's produced in your pituitary gland, like a lot of your growth hormones. You got other stuff that's produced in your pineal gland, like your melatonin. Pancreas is producing insulin. You got your gonads that's producing estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, okay? You got all of these things, okay? You got your adrenal glands that's producing the vasopressin, the aldosterone, okay, the adrenaline, the norepinephrine, and all that type of stuff is produced by the adrenal gland. So these glands light up, and when they light up, that's what you call the neural network core, neural networking, or you call that the fascia or the fascia. Okay, fascia ain't nothing but a light decoder. So you got one thing that emits light, which is your cells, and another thing that bridges that information in. So let's say it's like this: the cell talk to the nerve, and then the nerve talk to the brain, and then back from the brain to the nerve to the cell, cell to the nerve to the brain, brain to the nerve to the cell, cell to the nerve to the brain, brain to the nerve to the cell. So therefore, the cell emits light and then gets that bridge. What's the bridge from the light of the cell to the nerve communication? Remember that this is biophotonic communication that has to be then transmuted. Energy got to be transmuted from light into what you need. Okay, energy has to be transferred from that light to the heat that you need, right? So at the end of the day, now you must understand how that conversion conversion actually happens. So the cell emits light. Well, then how does the nerves understand? Through fascia, which is the bridge from the light to the nerve. So it is a converter. So the cell emits light, fascia comes in and converts that information from light to something that the nerves understand, and then sends it to the nerve either faster or through the neurons at the speed that it needs to get to the brain. So that communication is always from cell to brain to cell. Anybody got any questions thus far? I know it may seem like a lot of gibberish just because y'all don't know thyself. But if you're interested in this information, please DM us and we'll get you the owner's manual, okay? All of this stuff is in your owner's manual, not the scientific wah-wah, but these things are what you need is there, okay? So now, when you break this down, some of you guys don't need all four of these things. Some of you guys are built just to need singing. Some of you guys are built to just need maybe laughing or dancing or touching. One of these is your healer. Now, if you want to be preventative, then yes, all four would do you some justice. But don't do all four at one time. Do all four throughout your day. Make time for these 6 to 8 minutes things. Do y'all understand that? Don't do this as an exercise. Okay? Please hold all calls, you guys, until after the live. Please hold all calls after the live. Please keep tapping. I'll keep talking. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us. We'll get you that information. Don't do this as an exercise. This ain't something you do first thing in the morning and you through. This ain't something that you do for 30 minutes and you through. This ain't something that you do for 40 minutes and you through. Now, ideally, this is about 40 minutes. Because if it takes 6 to 8 minutes to do this, 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 and you do that, then you've taken 40 minutes out of your day to have remedies for what happens throughout your day. So instead of you having to take high blood pressure, if we teach you how to do these things throughout your day, even if you're driving the truck, when you driving your truck at lunch, you need to put on the Red Fox tape and laugh, intentionally laugh. Don't look at violence. Don't listen to violence. Don't be cussing the boss out. Don't be trying to focus just on food. Focus on laughing. At lunch, when I get on my lunch break, I'm going to watch me some comedy and I'm going to laugh at lunch, truck driver. And then you'll see how you're getting through your day. Okay. And then after that, you're going to go and you're going to intentionally dance somewhere. That means that you got to be outside with your feet out on the grass. He said you can dance around a tree. Well, he said you can move side to side and you ain't had to do too much, but you're going to make time for you. You're going to get your big ass up out that truck and you're going to make time to do this. Because if you don't, the truck driving job gonna kill you. If you don't make time to do this, the IT job is gonna kill you. It ain't just the truck driver sitting in the seat. It ain't just the truck driver that sits in the seat all day. IT worker, secretary, nurses, doctors, receptionists, data entry, school students. If I can teach y'all how to create the environment for this life, then you get the secret to who I am. I'm just trying to tell you that it's your environment. You have to want to change your world around you in order for it to be conducive for you changing. But why would you want to be nice and sweet when these motherfuckers out here this mean? What the hell you doing? You're going to become a prey. So you can't be sweet as hell nowadays until you change the world so that you can be sweet and don't nobody take advantage of you. If you're tired of molestations, if you're tired of the rapes, if you're tired of the violence, you got to change the world so that the children, so that never happens no more. Spend your time trying to change your environment. And then the environment subsequently will change you. Any questions thus far? You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. You guys got questions, go ahead and put them in there. If you guys are dealing with issues, problems, scenarios that you want to work out with us, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll be glad to work out all of your life endeavors. All right. This is your homie HerbMan. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all of the love, all of the support you guys have been giving us. We're coming live from South Africa, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. I know that this is Thursday morning, man. I want you guys to enjoy your day today. You guys are waking up at the prime time to wake up and start your humming. Okay, around lunchtime, I want you to find somebody to laugh with or find somebody to laugh to. Okay, and then you're gonna do that. And then when it comes sunset, when it get about 6 p.m., I want you to go find somewhere and sit yourself down somewhere. And I want you to tell outside goodbye with a last little dance. Okay, you know how when you're finna drive home and you're about to go into the garage, before you shut that garage down, go ahead and keep the garage up. Pull your car in the garage. Keep the garage up and go tell the day bye by giving it a dance, a salutation dance. Bye, thank you, day. Thank you, day. I thank you, day. I thank you, day. And once we get to 100K, we're going to show y'all how to do this, okay? But you're going to just give, it's just, I thank you, day. 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 Call us. Thank you, day. Hey, thank you, day. Hey, thank you. Show me how to dance. Come on. I'm gonna show you how to dance. Come on, come over here. Let's show. Come on. We're gonna show. We're gonna show how to dance. You ready? You ready to show how to dance? Hey, that's it, man. That's it. The two-step. Let me pull it down real quick. Come on, let's show them. Let's show how to dance. We ready? Say thank you, day. I thank you, day. I thank you, day. I thank you, day. Yes, sir. That's all you got to do is show appreciation, show gratitude, okay? So before you shut that garage door down, go outside and go get you a tree to dance around, or you're going to take them high heels off, you're going to take them boots off, and you're going to put your toes in the grass before you put your toes on your floor. Put the toes in the grass, man, before you put your toes on your carpet. And just say thank you. I'm by the end of the day. I appreciate you. Hey, look here. I'm finna sign off. I appreciate you. A day, I appreciate you. We finna go in the house and wind down and do some touching. Okay? But before we go, I appreciate you. I take my shoes off and we just appreciate it. And we close it out. It's called close. It's called the benediction. It's called the benediction. Okay? You give the benediction. I appreciate you for letting me walk on you. Now I'm finna go lay it down. All right, and you give appreciation with your feet. You give appreciation to the land, and so you do it in fun, you do it in laughter, you do it in play, but you understand that that's all that's required, and then you start to change your mind about this experience, and you won't let nobody change it back. Then you start to change your mind about this experience. Because you've been taught now how to take in the experience. So again, this is not a one-hitter quitter. This is not an exercise you do one time a day. You want to break this up, and you want to be doing this throughout your day. And guess what you're going to do? When you start waking up in the morning humming, guess what you're going to do? You're going to create a choir, because your children and your spouse eventually is going to start to come in. When you start laughing at work, they're going to be like, girl, what you laughing at in your car? You listening to who? I ain't know that. Get what? Then you're going to start, now y'all got a comedy show at the job. Quiet. See how you get in unison now. Other folk join you. Okay? Then when you start dancing, but when you come home every day, boy, hey, that joker now, he got a 6-pack and he got a 6-pack of cigarette and a 6-pack of beer on it. But at the end of the day, that joker throw them boots off. I see that joker dance right in that tree for about 5-10 minutes. He do something over there, and could go in the house, lay it down. But he look good, he feel good, he living good, he doing all of the stuff. He's staying constant encouragement, constant ecstasy, constant enlightenment, constant energy that he has is positive and illuminating and elevating to everybody around him. And he gets to say that that is a major part of my day, is being able to do the benediction, tell the day bye. And then I tell the day bye, going in the house, man, I feel lighter, I feel better. And then guess what? Now when I do that, now when I get home, I had to wait on my wife to get done. She want to pull off her high heels and dance around the tree with me. So we everybody out there saying goodbye day, and we do it together. Now I done created a choir dance, and now I got a dance group. Now I done started a singing group. I done started a comedy show. I done started a dancing group. And now, last but not least, that's why we call it touching, because you can do this also as a family, also as a bonding thing, as family, as people that you're living with, or people in your community. And you can start to do these things: gardening, mud baths, cuddling, hugging, holding hands, massaging. All this stuff will create the formula. It is the remedy for your day. If you're looking at what do I need for my day, I can't tell y'all no more than this. I just showed y'all the remedy. It ain't losartan. It ain't metformin. It ain't none of these cancer drugs. It ain't none of these autoimmunity drugs. It ain't none of these arthritis drugs. It's none of the things that are manufactured in the laboratory of science that's going to get you through this life. It's what's manufactured in the laboratory of your spirit that's going to get you through it. And I'm tired of trying to teach you, and I'm trying to sell you something, because it really ain't about selling. It's about for you to understand that really you're just not in tune with what life really is. And if somebody can be bold enough to tell you that it ain't about politics, it ain't about capitalism. It said that your God will be tried by fire. How many times you had money and then you got tried, that money was not enough to get you out of the situation? So if your God is money, that God ain't good enough. It can't heal everything. Hell, Steve Jobs had a lot of it. Puffy had a lot of it. R. Kelly had a lot of it. It didn't save them. So your God will get tried by fire. And if you sit here thinking that capitalism and money is gonna be it, then you got a sad thing coming, man. So if you don't learn how to have skills, then the only thing that you could ever learn how to do is pay bills. So what we're trying to do is show you how to take care of yourself in America, in capitalism. If you are in capitalism, if you say we're slaves, if you're saying that we're in this prison, I'm trying to teach you this: how you take care of yourself in prison. This how you take care of yourself in the matrix. This how you free yourself out of the matrix. You can't be in prison and thinking about stuff all day, like all serious stuff. You got to be able to you got to be able to know how to get your mind free in order to do your time. You can't let time do you. You got to do your time. So I'm going to do my time stomping and singing and laughing and touching and being unified with folk that's in the same mindset as me, and in the same vibration as me, and in the same enlightenment and encouragement as me, because we know that when we do this, we're producing the medicine that allows us to live for forever. What is about that y'all don't understand? Or do I need to repeat myself? What is it about that y'all don't understand, or do I need to repeat myself? Y'all let me know. Shawty said, nah, you good. I understand. Okay, so good. So now, again, when we know this now you understand this is sunrise, okay? How many people don't get it? Singing in the sunrise, okay? Now, if I sing outdoors, if I sing in the forest, if I sing around the ocean, this also is going to provide negative ions. Now, I know y'all don't know about the biological side of why you should be outdoors and doing this, but when you do walks in the forest, in the woods, when you're walking on the beach, around ocean, type of places, then guess what? It's negative ions in the air. Negative ions is going to help you with the oxidative stress that you get from everyday life. Now, let me show you this real quick. I brought just one receipt. I got several, but I don't want to show you number one because I'm tired of talking to y'all. You know me. All right, so now here we go. Let me show y'all one of these really quick. And this is just the explanation of what is going on and what we need to do to be able to do it, right? So a lot of people ask us about the owner's manual and asking us about the benefits of it and things about the nature-based interventions and the PNIs and the MBIs and stuff like that. So in a world of overstimulation, chronic stress, and emotional suppression, these natural trance gates, okay? So what I'm teaching you guys about singing, laughing, dancing, that's what they call these. These are natural trance gates. These are gateways into trances that you don't have to die to go over here. I can show you how to do it through a dream state, or AKA a trance state. This is going to be live on YouTube, you guys. Please go and tell somebody about this information. All right. So let me do this real quick because I just did this on YouTube and they saw it, but y'all didn't see it. Okay. But YouTube don't see that. Okay. So again, these are your trance states. So what I'm trying to do is get you to get into these instead of into death to transition to your heavenly consciousness. You don't have to die to get into heavenly consciousness. We can use these and other things like daydreaming and all kind of other stuff. You know, they do hypnosis and everything nowadays. We don't need to do that. I don't like it forced, and I don't like for you to not know. Hypnotic is when you don't know you're over there. Smoking trees and alcohol is when you got an illegal entrance over there. Ayahuasca, all this illegal entrance. We want you to intentionally say, look here, I'm knocking on the door. And how you do that is enough humming and enough laughing and enough dancing and enough touching will beat down the door, beat down the veil, beat down the obstruction, beat down the blockage, and get you over into your heavenly conscious while you yet live. You don't have to do it when you die. These are the trance states. Okay. Now let's keep it moving. So now we know what trance states are. So now we know that this singing, this dancing, this laughing, and this touching is going to reconnect the body to a rhythm. And so this video is called The Rhythm. All right. And so what we're trying to do today, once we get to 100,000 likes today, we're going to do a collectively getting on rhythm together. And so we're going to be able to do this the way your 3-year-old going to do it and your 103-year-old going to be able to do it together. Now, it ain't nothing but a couple of dances that a 3-year-old and a 103-year-old going to be able to do together. But that explains to you how simplistic these things and rhythm really is in getting in tune with. Okay, so these 4 things are trance gates that will reconnect the body to its rhythm. Okay, and then next is going to reawaken the spirit's light. Now I told you biologically what that light is, and that's going to be your biophotons, and your fascia or your fascia is going to be what we talk about biological light. But then this also will reawaken the spirit's light within you. And so that's when we're talking about crossing over into the promised land. You're leaving out of the 40 years of wilderness, the darkness, and then you're getting into the spirit's light, all because you're singing, laughing, and you're dancing, and you're touching your problems away. You're alleviating your stressors by being intentional about experiencing bliss throughout your day. And then you're going to reorganize your nervous system's electrical flow. Okay. And this is where it gets into the psychoneuroimmunology part of it. You're gonna reorganize it. And that's what we need to do, because you cannot transform one's person without being renewed by the mind. It said, be ye renewed by what? The renewing of the mind. And so this reorganization of the nervous system to get it from this sympathetic dominance into its parasympathetic balance. That's what we need, and these things are going to help you do that. And so that's why they're very therapeutic and very remedies for the day's action, because anytime something tries to sneak and rear its head in, you will be able to continue to balance and counterbalance this nervous system and this sympathetic nervous system reaction. And then you got the rebalance of the biofield, right? So this is the aura. Again, we're talking about the bioelectrical field of your cells. Okay, the DNA emitting light, the cells emitting light, the neural network emitting light. So it ain't just that it's going to do something for you as far as physically and just life. No, it's talking about doing something for you biologically. We're going to rebalance your biofield. And then we're going to reignite the pleasure, the creativity, and the vitality within you. Again, when you start doing these things throughout your day, you get a different perspective on life. You get a different vantage point on life. You get a different view on life. You get high off of life, and then you don't need alcohol no more. You get high off of life, then you don't need marijuana no more. You get high off of life, then you don't need the coca no more. You get high off of life, and then you don't need the meth. You get high off of this, and then you don't need outside sources because you got your endocannabinoid system popping off of life bliss and life understanding. Okay, and all these things will return us to our natural operating frequency where biology and spirit cooperates. Remember that our overwhelming theme is healing you through spirit and science. So these things will return us to our natural operating frequency. Okay, natural operating frequency, NOF. How many of you know what that natural operating frequency is? The NOF. The future of medicine is no medicine at all. You already know it. Thank you. Okay. How many of you guys know what is the natural operating frequency of the human species? Yeah, I know y'all don't. I know you don't. That's why I'm here. Okay. To teach you. You can't heal yourself unless you know thyself. Otherwise, you'll be buying products for the rest of your life because of your ignorance of yourself. Nobody knows you like you. Nobody knows you like you. And if you don't know you, then you damn sure know that the next person don't. Because all they know is what you told them. Spend enough time on you. If you're worthy, spend enough time on you. There's no need to keeping you alive if you're going to stay in ignorance. There's no need to keeping you alive if you're going to stay in ignorance. There is no need in keeping you alive if you're going to stay in ignorance. So if you're not going to change, there's no need. You might as well be okay with the scenario. Okay? Man is playing God. So if you're okay with that, stay in your lane. I'm not okay with man playing God. So I try to change the narrative. I'm not okay with man playing God. All right. Anybody else got anything else? You guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Okay. Now, the big thing about that, again, you guys, that there are going to be specifics. Okay. Yeah. Today, we're going to have some fun. Once we get to 100K, we're going to dance it out, sing it out, laugh it out, cry it out. But again, this stuff is really for the collective. So hopefully we can do this if we can start to do this as a collective every day. Again, if I can get you from 3 to 103 to do this stuff, if we can do it as a collective, I think it would be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful to be able to do it. But again, this is not a one-time thing. Okay. That one time you do it right now, as soon as you go to work, your boss start talking, your coworkers start talking, and then your old man undid some bullshit, and it just simply turns your day upside down. And you don't have a remedy to come back from because you felt like you done what you need to do that morning. I already exercised. I already had woosah. No, you got to learn you got to have something for throughout the day, baby. We got to have something throughout the day. So we're going to break this thing up. I'm going to show you how to do it once, but we're going to break it up. And then therefore you'll understand. Each one of those should be 6 to 8 minutes activity. Each one of those should be a 6 to 8 minute activity. You should also, each one of them should be outdoors. Also, each one of them should be on natural surfaces. And that's pretty much it. Outdoors, natural surfaces. And so now, if it comes to the paralyzed, the people who are ADH, wheelchair bound, all this type of stuff, and ADA and can't get out and do things, you can wheel yourself outside. You can roll them outside. You can carry them outside. You gotta, look, man. If you can't get these folk outside, then again, you've already made your decision. Okay, so why would you want me to keep you alive if you're going to stay in your ignorance? Okay, we got to be able to, you got to want life. You got to want life, not the way you used to have it. Okay, and if you want life and if you desire life in a different way, that's when we can raise Lazarus up out of the bed. Lazarus went the same way that he died. When Lazarus woke up, he was healed and he was alive. That wasn't the same way he died. So at the end of the day, when you raise up and resurrect, you got to be changed. You have to be transformed. You got to be willing to be renewed. And those are just the ingredients that goes into being able to do this. All right. So all we need, you guys, is a birthday. Once we get your birthday is going to give us, let's just put a birthday out here, right? Let's just say 4/5/87. Okay. We just put a number out there. So once we get a birthday here, this birthday is going to tell me a few different things. One of them is your manufacturing date. So that's going to be 4/5/87. Okay. So now that I got the 4/5/87, now I have to get a life path number or a model number. We call it the model number in your owner's manual. So we're going to add up the month and the date. That's going to be 9. Okay. Then we're going to add up the year. 1987 eventually is going to be 18 plus 7, which is going to give you 25. Okay. 25 plus 9 equals 34. 3 plus 4 equals 7. So this person's model number or life path number is a 7. Now, I don't really, these are all nothing but codes for something. Remember the light decoder. We know how to decode light and sound, just like these. So these ain't nothing but information to me. This ain't got nothing to do with numbers. It got something to do with what these numbers are saying. Okay. So now with that being said, 321 to 421, we know that that's normally is going to be a Aries. So that stands for a fire sign. Every Aries at the sound of my voice, alter ego is the Libra. Okay. So that's the dark side of the sun when it's in Aries. So we'll quantify the dark side of the sun while it's in Aries in order for us to get the 2 suns. Okay. And then the 7, the model number, is going to give me reference to the element in which you represent. And so that 7 is going to represent for us here is going to be the water element. Okay. So this person born on 4/5/87 is a fire, air, water individual. Now, I don't even give a damn about the fire, air, water individual like you think I do. Why? Because that is giving me codes for things. Okay. So now when you give me a code for something, you're telling me that fire is hot and wet. Fire is hot and dry. Air is hot and wet. And water is cold and wet. Okay, so now I do my elimination. Anytime I see something that's opposite in polarity, it's going to balance it out. So this one dry balances out this one wet. This one hot balances out this one cold. So then what's left is one hot, one wet. This person have a high tendency of running hot and wet. So now when you're running hot and wet, what is this telling me? Okay, this water is letting me know also that this is a yin deficiency. Okay, so I got a yin deficiency, which means that this is going to be happening on the lower left side of the body. Okay, so now I got the side of the body, the lower left. Okay, when you got the lower left, that's going to be dealing with nutrition. So now I got one tendency off the rip based on birthday. Then I got hot and wet. Okay. Hot and wet let me know that you're going to be dealing with blood issues. Okay. Blood issues is the biggest thing about a hot and wet person. Blood issues. So that's blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. All of the heart diseases, blood sugar, all that type of stuff, right? So I just put heart disease, right? But blood issues. So now I'm already starting to compile a particular thing about this individual. Okay. So what I'm going to go off of is this information to say, okay, what does this person need? So now I look at it like fire, air, and water. Okay. So this person is already, so it's all about what the person is dealing with. So if it's fire, then we told you that that's laughing. Represents the fire. Okay, the air is going to be the singing. The water, even though I just did that wrong, the water is going to be the touching. So this person need to do these 3 things out of that list of 4 things to stay balanced anyway. But you don't know that. So you didn't know these, you didn't know this, you didn't know this, so you don't know your tendencies. And so guess what? When you don't know where the hell you're going with your body and your spirit, you run straight into traffic. You run straight into obstruction. You run straight into the stumbling block. Let me repeat that one more time because this is live on TikTok, but it's also live on YouTube as well. When you don't know the direction of your mind and your body because you don't know the tendencies, you'll end up running straight into the traffic of life in your body and the traffic of life in your mind. Okay, and so you need the GPS system on you, and the owner's manual is that global positioning system that we know is the most ancient system of assessment when it comes to traditional health on the planet. And if you want this, it's for a funky measly $50. If you guys are interested, please DM us and we'll get you that information. Okay, so that's how we know what you need. And then let's say this person say, well, HerbMan, you said that I'm air, I'm fire, and water, but I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. Then we can narrow it down even further to say, based on the condition, you need to do these things. But based on you, you need to do these. So we'll deal with the condition first and deal with you later, if that's what you want to do. But in a preventative cause, that means for the normal person that's getting the owner's manual, that don't have no issues, then in order to stay away from issues, this is going to be imperative. Because this is your prevention, along with the herbs, along with the foods, along with the nature-based interventions that we're going to accumulate with this. All of that comes for $50 in your health assessment. Okay, and we get all of this again from a birthday. Okay, so that's how we know which one of them you need to do. I know people like, how do he know which one? And then off of birthday, we know what side of the body, we know anything. And then if somebody's on the live that's close to 4587, if somebody's on the live and they close to 4587, I probably just read them. Okay, I probably just read them. All right, good information. Thank you, Copious. Okay, thank you, Copious. Okay, so now that's how we get to understand. I know everybody wanted to really know that. How do you know? How do you know? That's how we understand it based on your birthday. Okay, your birthday holds more information than any other piece of thing on your body. Your birthday, it holds more information than your hair, more information than anything, because all this stuff regenerates and regrow on you. So you're becoming renewed several years at a time. The only thing that knows the old you is your birthday. The only thing that knows the old you and the new you is your birthday. But we renew constantly. Hey, can you do mine? Yes. When you get your owner's manual, you guys, if you DM me, you get your owner's manual. Okay. So if you DM me, it's for $50. All right. But we don't do nothing just to be doing something. Okay. Good morning, air, fire, and water. Life of all this is spiritual good information. Thank you, Shepherd. Okay. Thank you. This hot, cold, wet, dry goes deep. Thank you, Alejandro. It's just about the condition. We call it the constitution. Okay. The constitution of your internal environment. Right. How do you be able to balance out the constitution? All right. And based on that, too, that person born on 4/5/87 that was hot and wet, that's going to be a sanguine. Okay. All right. Hot and wet is going to be a sanguine. A sanguine is a very sociable person. Okay. The opposite of the sanguine is a melancholic. Okay, a melancholic is a very I'm going to say antisocial person. All right, very kind of detached. But one person can have both of these leadership abilities. In certain situations, this person can be antisocial when they need to be using this leadership ability. In some situations, this person can come in trying to be this leader when they need to be sitting back and chilling and not trying to be the life of the party. So at the end of the day, we also know that about 4/5/1987. I know how the hell you lead. I know where you at in life. I can show you everything, but we give you that with the owner's manual, you guys. Okay, so we're trying to keep that at a minimum as far as how many we do here on the live, because people pay for this information. So if you want it, you pay for it, you get it. Okay, you want it, you pay for it, you get it. Any other question thus far? We done got to 100K. Y'all ready? We done got to 100K. Y'all ready? Energetica, elements, and polarity. Yes, along with some other stuff as well, Nico. Okay, along with some other stuff as well, man. That psychoneuroimmunology, the nature-based interventions, the DMN with the understanding your default mode networking systems, understanding the divine mode, understanding the cellular resonance and DNA biophotonic communication. All this stuff is going to help us out with learning how to heal ourselves cosmologically and biology. You can't really heal yourself biologically nowadays unless you're going to the doctor or you're knowing cosmology. Cosmology is probably the only other way for you to be able to get far enough in understanding biology without learning biology. You got to know cosmology, okay? So y'all ready, man? Let me go ahead and get this thing going here. Where my beats per minute at? Let's see if we can find it. You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. Let's go ahead and get some fun going. Hopefully they don't shut me down doing this because, you know, I don't own the rights to this music. Maybe I'll say that when I'm doing it. So they'll leave me alone. I don't own the rights to the music, okay? We do not own the rights to the music. But we do own the rights to the information. Don't own the rights to the music, but we do own the rights to the information. All right, y'all got on your dancing shoes. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody that we finna get right into it, you guys. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody we finna get right into it. Show you the easiest way to heal yourself. Okay? The easiest way to heal yourself. Okay? The easiest way to heal yourself. Okay? Now remember, I want you to do this throughout your day. I want you to sing and hum at sunrise. I want you to make it a point to laugh at lunchtime or midday. I want you to make it a point to dance out the sunset. I want you to make it a point to touch and cuddle and go inwardly during the moonrise. And you can start to calm and relax and settle your body in. Remember that everything that we're doing out of gratitude. We're doing out of gratitude for the experience. It ain't about who you're thinking. It's just about being thankful. It ain't about the name of the person you're thinking or the deity that you're thinking or the being that you're thinking. I don't care who you're thinking. It's just about you being thankful. And being grateful gives off a vibration, gives off a frequency. And those types of things is what the being that you're wanting to call something understands. So we got to be able to understand how to give this off, okay? So this is what we call the 90 beat per minute metronome. Again, I don't own the rights to this stuff, but I do own the rights to the information, not the music, okay? So now at the end of the day, all we do is we're going to start to get a rhythm on beat. Okay? Rhythm on beat. If you cannot absolutely get up out of the bed, then we want you to put your hands beside your side with your palms up to the sky. Okay? If you cannot get out of bed and you're listening to me right now, just lay on your back, turn your hands around and put your palms up to the sky and start to do some rhythmic breathing. Okay? Boom. Boom. Left to right. If you standing up, left to right, put your hands up. Let's act like we finna jam, okay? Because this arms up, it tricks the body into thinking that you actually are feeling what you're feeling. Remember, you can't accidentally do this. You got to get into these modes. These are trance states. I'm showing you this, but you got to, okay? We're going to get, you got to, come on. You got to be able to get into it. Okay? Then we'll start the breathing. In, out, in, out, in, out. Breathe in the nose, in, out the mouth, in, out. Breathe in the nose, in, out, and out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in, out the mouth, out. Breathe in the nose, in, out. Breathe out the mouth, in, out. Breathe in the nose, in, out. Breathe out the mouth, in, out. Breathe in the nose, in, out. Breathe out the mouth, in, out. Now I want you to start to add the humming to your exhalation. So you still want to do it. Breathe in the nose, in, hum. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth, hum. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth, hum. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth, hum. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth, hum. Okay? Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. See how easy it is. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. That's all it takes. This is all it takes. This is all it takes. Nothing strenuous, nothing major, no medications. You don't have to worry about meditation. You don't have to worry about anything if you can start getting into gratitude. Breathe in the mouth. Breathe in. You see, all you got to do is get into gratitude. Then you start getting your rhythm. And remember, we're doing this outdoors. We're doing this barefoot on the soil. We're doing this on natural material, natural surfaces. If you're in a wheelchair, you need to go outside. If you can carry them out, carry them out. If you're a CNA and you can get them out of there, wheel them out, roll them out, hold them out, fold them out, get them outside. This is an outdoor activity. Okay? I need for you to get unconditional air, not air conditioned. We got to get you out of the hospital. So hospitals, take them outside and let them do this. Very simple. Old folk, 100-year-old. You can do this. Open your hands and move left to right. And when you're moving left to right, we're creating whole brain coherence. Breathe in the mouth. Breathe out the up. Breathe in the nose. Breathe out the mouth. I don't forgot it, right? Breathe in the nose, in. Breathe out the mouth. But you're doing, I don't want to create it because I want you to create yours. Because you're the one that got to be in the house for you. I ain't going to be on here every day with you. So you got to be the one that creating your own music to this, your own praise, your own gratitude, your own worship. You got to be the one that creating your own thankfulness. Thank you for my mama, even though she died. Thank you for my father, even though he died. Thank you for my spouse, even though they died. Thank you for the children, even though they died. Thank you for this experience, even though people are leaving. I am appreciative and I appreciate it. And there is nothing that capitalism, the systems, the government, or anybody can do about changing my bliss. And when you get there, you now know how to heal thyself. I love you guys, man, and it's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody to go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, be in rhythm. Peace. I love you guys. Woo say! Yes, sir. Tell them bye, Woos.